Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Airport CEO and welcome back to Belfast International Airport. Things are finally going pretty well here, which is exciting. We have just shy of $600,000. And if we look at the economy for yesterday, we made $159,660. Today, since midnight, keep in mind it's just after 5 a.m., we have made $50,000, which means I think we're really nicely on the way to having a relatively profitable airport. Now today, I want to do a few things. Thing number one, and I'm going to say these aren't necessarily in the order that I'm going to do them, but one thing I would like to do is get another runway. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do that because realistically, I don't know. I might want to move this runway over here and then put a small runway running parallel to it down here. That way the planes are kind of going to have to taxi out to the runways, but it would mean that we don't have this problem anymore where we have flights sort of backing up like crazy. And it would give me room to put in more general aviation stands as well as some more remote stands. Thing number two that I would like to do is hire a procurement director because that's the next step of the introduction. And I'm pretty sure a procurement director is needed for us to be able to start working on baggage handling. So okay, apparently we're not reading that one. Passengers have started to complain that they have to carry their baggage all the way to the aircraft. This is obviously not very efficient and greatly annoys your passengers. I'm not going to bother reading all of this because the long story short is that we need to research baggage handling. So we're going to go into our operations, R&D, and we're going to go to baggage handling. It's going to take 24 hours, which is going to be closer to 12 hours, given that we have some bonuses that make things a little bit quicker. And then while that's going on, I want to spend some of the money that we have because we can get ourselves another medium aircraft stand. And I think that's going to be a really good idea. So that's where I want to get started today. I want to go in and I want to build this guy right here, which is admittedly coming down here a little bit far, but that's honestly okay. We'll take out these bits of road as well. And then what we'll do is go in here. We'll build ourselves another section of terminal. I'll pause while I do this because I want to do it right. And we want to build this right here. And that's going to let us expand this space that we have up here for the existing medium aircraft stand. And then this part down here, we want to go in and take out this guy because we can put in another remote aircraft stand. We can get another airside shuttle bus stop right along here. And I think that's going to be really good for us. So we'll take out those bits of wall that we don't need. We'll make sure that bit of wall's in there that we do need. And then very simply, we want to go in and get ourselves an airside shuttle bus stop right there. And then once this is all built, we have access to another medium aircraft stand, which is just fantastic. I think these guys are doing wonders for us. I would imagine that's where a good chunk of the money is coming from. And I'm hoping that we can continue to have a good amount of money coming through here as well. Now, let's go ahead and get this guy a jetway right away. And let me also go ahead and paint it that blue color that we have going on right there for the rest of the airport. Although I will say, I did have a little bit of a look at this shade of red that we have right here. And it's a little bit much for the jetways. But I did notice that it kind of looks okay on the seats in here. I really don't dislike that, aside from the fact that now that I'm looking at it, it does have a bit of a McDonald's vibe to it. If I was to do this, it kind of has like a 90s McDonald's thing going on there. So maybe, we'll stick with the blue. We'll stick with the blue for now. We're not going to worry too much about redesigning the airport just yet. We might eventually, but yeah, definitely not right now. What I would like to do though is go ahead and pause again because I want to use our copy and paste tools to grab these guys and we are going to put them directly opposite. Oh, this has to be in a secure zone. Totally forgot about that. Let's make sure this is secure. Let's make sure all of this is secure. And then we'll go upstairs and we'll go ahead and start copying and pasting things because we can do this relatively quickly with the copy and paste tools. So we want to have our boarding desks right there. And I want to go ahead and copy and paste all of this as well. Then if we swing it around, we can go ahead and put it right about there. That's going to give us a bunch of seating. That's going to be everything we need for this space. We can get ourselves the wooden floor under these guys as well. That's a whole bunch of seating. That's the boarding desks. And then this area down here, there's a couple of things I think we can do with it. We can go in, we can say that maybe, I don't think we're gonna need more seating down here. So I think we do this, and I think we do a nice big bathroom in here. I think that's a pretty good idea. So it's gonna be 2 tiles for the bathroom stalls, and then we want a gap, and then 2 tiles for more bathroom stalls, a gap for a door, and then I guess, do I want to do it this way? I think I do. I want to put a staff room up here as well, because I'm kind of having fun playing around with staff rooms. So we'll do a door right there, and I think we'll do a door right about there. Should be completely fine. And then what we want to do is go in and get a staff room for this one on the right. We want this one on the left to be a bathroom, and then we go in with a whole bunch of toilet stalls lining that wall. We're going to have a few of them this way as well, just so we can get some really good capacity in here, and some sinks along that wall should be totally fine. We could put some hand dryers. I never really placed these guys. We could put them in the middle there, I suppose. That does seem slightly nightmarish for people getting around there, but it should be fine. Maybe we take out some of the toilets and we just get a little bit more room in there for hand dryers. I never put hand dryers in any of my bathrooms, but sure, that's gonna be totally fine for those toilets. So we'll get some tiles in here the way we always do. We'll get ourselves a nice sort of dark wood floor. In fact, didn't we use, oh, that's rotating things. Didn't we use this orange carpet for the staff areas? Let's go ahead and continue that into this staff room as well. And then I guess just before we move away from all of this, let's get some desks in here as well, so that we can have some administrators working up here if they happen to decide that they want to work up here. We'll get a couple of couches in there, and that seems totally fine. We'll open up the bathroom, and that seems good. We've got all of these chairs going in here. We have these boarding desks going in here, which means this medium aircraft stand is now up and running, which should mean that it's going to have some flights scheduled on it in the not too distant future, which is absolutely incredible. The only problem is we're at 61 of 75 flights already, and we're not super efficient just yet. So I think between this medium aircraft stand and the upcoming new remote stand, we're probably going to see a situation where we hit the cap on how many flights we can have here. And I'm kind of okay with that, to be completely honest. So let's do a little bit of work to get this new stand set up down here. We'll get ourselves the carpet for all of this. And I think what I'd like to do is go ahead and get a, do I want to put the door down here? Because if I put the door down here, we have a little bit of room down here, maybe for a bathroom. But if I put the door up here, we have a lot of room down here for a bathroom. That's, ooh. Do I want to do, a bathroom down here? I don't know that we urgently need it, but I do feel like having bathrooms kind of regularly around an airport is for the best. This doesn't seem like that much of a distance though, so I think for now I'm going to put the door down here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and I guess copy these guys and put them on this side and see how that goes. So something kind of like that for the seating area. We can go ahead and grab these 2 boarding things as well, put them right here. And that seems okay. We could do a teeny tiny little bathroom down here if I wanted to. I think what I'd rather do is my vending machines, because I'm really having fun putting these guys everywhere. And I'd also like to maybe just move that one over. So you go in that corner and that'll be our layout. That seems fine. That seems completely fine by me. We will need to set up another one of these guys for commercial flights. We have 4 of them so far. This one, there is a flight already in the airport that's going to that stand. So if we could get rid of that flight, that would be kind of great. Not 100% sure where that flight happens to be. It might be, it's not that one. It'll be here somewhere. It'll be here somewhere. This is the problem with the single runway that we have right now. It is so busy that so many of these flights they take forever to even land. Never mind taking off, they take forever to just land at the airport. So I really do think, despite the fact that I want to save up money, I think we're gonna have to spend a lot to get a second runway. And I think I have an idea for what that layout's going to look like. It's just going to, it's going to take some time. Anyway, this guy is set up now as a commercial stand, which is fantastic. So let's go ahead and start connecting things around just a little bit. We want to go and connect you out to there and you out to there. We want to connect you up to that stand, and we want to bring you up to that stand as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be this one. That one's still general aviation. And then what we'll also have to do is get our hands on another bus. So let's go in here and get another airside shuttle bus. We'll get another service car just to be safe. And then as soon as that bus arrives, I want to make sure that we paint it blue. And I'd also like to assign it to that specific stand up there, because I like having the buses out there. I like having them ready. I think it's kind of cool, and I think it works really nicely. I don't think that's my bus. That's my new bus. So you are going to be parking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that one right there. And that should put us in a pretty good spot. We also have a couple of medium flights here, which is incredible. This place is so busy now. I love it though. I really do. I really love seeing how busy this all is. I love that we have these flights coming and going. I will say this is a bit of a problem. This right here is a lot of people, and we might want to copy and paste our check-in and security spaces over to the other side just to try and deal with that a little bit better. And I'm also kind of wondering, do we want to close these guys? I think for now I might. It might not be the worst idea in the world to start closing these smaller check-in desks. Admittedly, we do still have a lot of small flights at the airport, so it's not like we have to do this. We don't need these, you know, especially if we do go over and we do expand the check-in space to the other side. We just don't need these guys. So I think slowly phasing them out might genuinely be the best idea here. You know, I will say, I was thinking just while waiting on these guys finishing everything they were doing, I was thinking about what this space could be used for once we demolish all of this, which I guess we should just go ahead and do. We don't really need these guys anymore. And I guess we can clear out this space, and I guess we can clear out this space as well, because again, we don't really need any of this. But I was thinking about it, and I realized that instead of just bulldozing all of this, the walls here and whatnot, this might make for a really good self check-in and self bag drop area right in the middle of the airport, because it's going to be flanked by check-in spaces on either side. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and start setting all of that up, because I can just copy and paste it again, which I absolutely love doing. We will want to go in and take out this door. We will want to take out that window. And we're also going to want to make sure that we get, oh boy, we want to get a door just up here as well. So let's get a little medium door right about there, and that'll be totally fine. We'll get a bit of wall right here and a nice large window right about there, along with a large door just right there at the end, which is absolutely perfect. I'm also thinking we might do a medium window just up at the top here, because we can, basically. That's about the only reason I'm thinking of doing that. So a medium window right there and a medium window right about there seems totally fine, along with some more red carpet underneath this guy just to make sure it all lines up really nicely, which it does. I'd also like to copy and paste this little staff area, because we might as well move it over this way as well. And we also want to make sure that that's all set up as a staff zone from the jump, because if I don't do that, we're going to have people just wandering back there and sitting down in what should be that staff room. And of course, we want to get, what is my camera doing? We want to get the nice wooden floor in here as well. And I think I'm going to swap out the wood in this staff area over here for that same orange carpet, so that everything lines up really nicely. And immediately we have people over here working on these desks. And you know what? I think we could probably take out these 4 chairs. I think we could take out, I don't think we need to take out anything else, actually. I think what we'll do is just grab all of this and we'll move it over here as well. So we have a bunch of seating for these check-in desks. We have a bunch of seating for these check-in desks. And this area in the middle is basically set up to be, in the future, a self bag drop space, which I think is absolutely fantastic. We will get rid of all the different textures here for now. And I'd also like to get rid of those doors and also make sure that this is no longer a staff area. Oh, now this is a problem. We have a lot of people queuing up to get on buses to get out of the airport. So I think we might have reached the point where we want to start looking into, if I haven't researched it already, we might want to get the subway permit. Now, subways can be kind of expensive, but it does let people get in and out of the airport a little bit easier, which I think is important. We also have researched baggage handling. So let's also get the high-speed conveyor belts, because I think they're going to be really important as well. And I think we'll also get the tilt tray, because we are probably, with the number of stands that we have, gonna need multiple baggage handling setups. Now, I'm just thinking, I don't want to go too crazy with buses around here, because if we do, well, maybe I do want to go kind of crazy with buses. You know what I think I might do? I think I'm going to take out these taxi stands, and I think I'm going to put more bus stops in there just to see if we can do some good things. And I think I'm also going to put some more taxi stops on the other side here so that we can kind of encourage people to come over this way. Maybe some more taxi stops as well. We'll just kind of go all out with taxis and subways and buses and all that good stuff. And I guess while we're here, it's probably as good a time as any to start putting in some parking lots, because this is something we haven't played around with too much either. So we could do this and this. We can do a little bit of parking here and here. And then we'll have a little road connection that comes through the middle. I guess today's all about infrastructure. I think that's kind of where I've got to, is that today is going to be all about infrastructure, and I'm kind of here for it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of here for it. I'm looking forward to seeing if this airport is going to be any more efficient with all this stuff that we're adding to it. I'm hoping for good things. There's no guarantees because it is me, but I'm hoping for good things. That's kind of where I'm at with all this infrastructure. I have money and I've decided I'm just going to spend it like crazy. That's apparently where I'm at with this game right now. I would like to do a little bit of decoration in here though, just to make this look all nice. So let me take out those parts and let me put in some hedges here, because I think a little bit of hedge work right there is going to be good. A little bit of hedge work right there is going to be good as well. I could put hedges around this entire thing if I wanted to, but I think that's unnecessary. And I suppose what we'll do is just go ahead and get a bunch of crosswalks in here for now. So a bunch of them there is totally fine. I don't know if we need them here because I think everybody's just going to the airport. I don't think we need to worry too much about people trying to go, you know, across here, for example. I think that's unnecessary. So that's probably fine. That's probably a decent enough connection for the parking lots. I also need to remember bus stops right there and right there. And hopefully that's going to do good for us. I'm really hoping we can get rid of this queue of people just waiting for buses. And you know, I'm also thinking some lights just along the front of the airport itself might not be a terrible idea. That might look kind of good, having some lights around there. I didn't really want to put them in front of that window, but I think it's probably for the best. We can also go in and get ourselves these guys just to go down here so that we have lights in the bus stops as well, so that everybody can kind of see, you know, where they're going and what they're doing and all that good stuff. So we'll get some lights across all of this. And then I wonder, do I want to do the same thing down this way? I'm not against the idea of a whole bunch of lights down at the parking lots. I just don't know how much time I want to spend placing a whole bunch of street lights. I don't know if it's necessary. I mean, it probably isn't, right? I don't think it makes all that much difference. I think the only thing we could maybe look at doing is putting some corner lights into the parking lots just to sort of vaguely light them up a little bit. I guess that's something I'm willing to do. And you know what? I think this kind of works. We've got people using the parking lots, which is great. We have more buses coming in here, which is great, I guess. We still have a massive queue, which is not great, but I'm sure that'll go away in time. And we also have enough $700,000 right now, so we're doing all right. We're definitely doing all right in terms of money. Now, I would like to come into this central space here because I want to just check whether or not we actually have all of our self-check-in stuff. We actually do. We have self-check-in right here. We have self-bag drop right here. I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to get a couple more of these info stands just because they look kind of cool. And I like the idea of having just a whole bunch of them in here so you can kind of find out whatever you need to find out. I think it's important that we have these. I don't know that we need 6 of them. I'll be completely honest. That's probably a little bit unnecessary. That's probably a bit much, right? But they look good. And that's important. That does look stupid. You know, yeah, they can go. Those middle ones are completely unnecessary. The other ones can stay. The middle ones, no, they can. Wait a minute. Would they look better if they were lined up with these doors? Oh no. Oh no, they probably would, right? Or if they were lined up with the entrances on the sides. Or if we just didn't have, wait a minute, I could put them sideways and have them kind of line up with that door that way. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do that. we're gonna just move them around completely is what we're gonna do. Get rid of those ones, get rid of those ones. We'll move them to be down here. Gives us a bit more room up here as well, which is great. And then I guess once we do this, we probably want to look into baggage handling, right? That's gonna be the next step. That's about all that we've got left to really set up here. So we'll get those info things in there. That'll be fine. I don't think I want to change the floor underneath them. I think what I'd like to do, oh boy, it's such a project. It's such a big project to go ahead and start working on this. Oh, we got the subways as well. Okay, $100,000, very, very expensive, but I think these are absolutely necessary. So before we go and do what I'm about to do, could I get rid of that bit of sidewalk there and have the subways fit like this? That might actually be better. I'm getting slightly sidetracked here because I'm keenly aware that doing baggage handling is a whole thing, but it's gonna happen. We'll put a subway right there. We'll put a subway down here. $200,000 for 2 subway entrances, but that's hopefully gonna deal with a lot of the problems that we're having. And I guess now is the time. Oh my God, security's going to be a problem as well. Okay, we need to do that first. That's, I swear, I'm not doing this part to stall. This isn't because I don't want to do baggage handling. This is not good. This is way too many people in security. This wall needs to go away, and this entire part here needs to be a secure zone so I can expand my my security. So all of this goes in here, which is great. I don't know if that's not okay. That's not a bit of wall we have to worry about. What we can do is copy and paste the entirety of security into this space, which is great. We'll let that build up and that'll be a whole thing. We are going to need more security staff is what we're going to need. So you, and you, the rest of you can be rejected, and that'll be a start. That will make sure that we don't have any major issues with security going forward. And now I need to tackle baggage handling. So let's figure that out. What I'm thinking I want to do with baggage handling is I want to have it underground for the most part, but I'm going to put a little building right here. So let me do a little bit of foundation. We'll do a little 3 or 5 by 3 thing here. It could probably be 5 by or 4 by 3. I'll do 5 just because I think it's easier. And then what we'll go ahead and do is get a tunnel, a little service road tunnel down, and it's going to go here. And I think that's fine. I think that's okay. If we go underground, we have this building here, which is our little surface level thing. I want some foundation. And then I want to do, man, how am I going to do this? I'm going to do this, I guess. I guess that's what I'm going to do. And from there, we are going to go and do a 7 by 7 building. And then we're going to do another 7 by 7 space here. And the reason I'm doing 7 by 7 is because we need to put baggage bays in here, and they are quite large. I'm also going to take out these sections of wall here and here, and then the same thing down there. Those sections of wall need to go away. The service road is going to need to come around. We'll use the paved one now because we can kind of afford it. And we want to go into the buildings like this. And these are going to be the 2 spaces that handle all of our baggage. At least that's the idea. Whether or not this works, well, I have a rough idea that it probably will, which is nice. It's always good that I have a rough idea that something's kind of going to do what I want it to do. I would like some foundation in here as well. And I'd like to take out these sections of wall so we can walk straight through from one building to the other. And that should be totally fine. This is basically the entire space that we need to make this happen. As for up here, I need this vending machine to go away. And I'm going to need to get myself a little crosswalk because my staff are going to be going across here into this building. And then this entire thing is going to be set up as a secure staff only space. So all of this is secure. We probably want to get some doors in there before I get too carried away. So a door right there and a door right there will be totally fine. And then we want to make it all nice and secure up here, as well as all of this is going to have to be secure as well. And then we just have to have a way for people to get up and down in here, which is going to be some escalators like this, which will be absolutely perfect. We'll get ourselves a little bit of wall that kind of hugs it just like so. And we can have essentially some staff rooms over here. We can have some bathrooms over here. We can have just a whole thing really. So we'll bring some walls around this guy as well. And then what I'd like to do is get a nice little double door, say, I guess we don't even need a double door. We can do a little single door right here, a little single door right there. We'll do the same thing up this way. And we'll get ourselves a double door here and a 4 tile wide door right about here. And that's going to give us room for a few things. That means we can go in here and say that this is a staff room. We can say that this is a bathroom. This little room down here is going to be a bathroom as well. And this room here is going to be a staff room as well. And what we can do with these bathrooms is set them to be staff only, which means we're not going to have anyone complaining about not being able to get here. And then very simply, we want to go in and do 1, 2, 3, 4 toilets. And we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4 of those guys. We should be able to just copy and paste those, rotate and put them. Oh, we don't even need to rotate them. Fantastic. They can go right there, which is fine. As for the staff rooms, we'll do some office desks so I can get some administrators working down here. I think that would look kind of cool. And I guess we'll just do something like that for this one down here. It's not going to be all that fancy. This one here, we'll do a few desks on either side, and that'll be totally fine. We could do some desks sort of here as well, and then throw a bunch of couches in here, just so it's relatively comfortable, I guess. And that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and get these bathrooms opened up. Let's go ahead and get this one opened up as well. And I guess we'll throw some nice orange carpet underneath the staff rooms so that we know what they are. We'll get some nice tiles into the bathrooms themselves. And I guess maybe we just bring that orange carpet into all of this space as well, because this is just it's a full staff area. No one else is going to be down here. So I think the orange carpet kind of makes sense. Although we probably don't want to bring it through into this space. This, I think, is going to just be a whole bunch of concrete. It's basically a warehouse. So with all of this built, we now need to throw in a baggage bay. And this is why this space needed, well, so much space. We're going to put one right here, and we're going to put another one just up here. And then we need to bring some more roads around these guys. So we'll bring this down this way, this down that side, and the same on the bottom one. Now, the reason I want 2 of these is because basically there's only so much baggage that a baggage bay can handle. And we have a lot of commercial stands, and I would like to get more commercial stands. So I'm sort of future-proofing a little bit. I do think we are probably going to manage to max out the baggage bays that we have, but that's totally fine, and we'll figure that out. I also want to get as many ramp agents as possible on each of these baggage bays. So it's going to be 16 ramp agents per baggage bay, which means we're going to be hiring a lot of people. 1, 2, that's a start. I don't want to hire anybody that I have to train too much either, because that's going to sort of also be a bit of a pain. And I guess now we start with the conveyor belts. This is going to be the challenge here. The conveyor belts, basically, we need to run conveyor belts from all of these check-in desks to the baggage bays. That's going to be thing number one that we have to do. And then we have to run conveyor belts from the baggage bays to a baggage handling area, which I'm now realizing we don't necessarily have room for unless I get rid of these staff rooms and put baggage handling right at the front of the airport, which is an option. We have this little space down here, which seems a little bit cramped for it. We could do baggage handling right in the middle, but that doesn't seem like it would make sense. Oh, what am I gonna do? What way do I want to do this is the real question. We could use this space down here. I could maybe take out some of those benches. I'm slightly tempted to do that. I am slightly tempted to do that. I think it would make more sense than turning sort of these offices into baggage handling spaces. I don't know. I really don't know. I think we're gonna just, since a lot of this will probably get bulldozed at some point in the future anyway, we'll take out those benches. I'm gonna take out those hedges and take out those hedges as well. And once we get some self-bag drop and self-check-in, these check-in areas should be a little bit less busy anyway. So I think this is a fair trade that we're doing here. I think this will kind of work. I hope this works. That's maybe the better way of putting it. I hope this works sincerely, because if it doesn't, we have a problem. But that'll do for now. That should be enough seating. If it isn't, we can expand it. I'm not gonna stress too much about it at the moment because I have to stress about conveyor belts. So when it comes to the conveyor belts, we have the normal ones, we have the high speed ones. We're gonna go high speed for these because that's just the easier way to do it. And we're gonna get started over at the check-in desks. So we're gonna do a bunch of conveyor belts going underground here at all of these guys. And then I guess, you know what? I want to put these guys in the corner just because I think it's gonna look better. We can do exactly the same thing over on, nope, those do not go there. Over on this side as well. We'll do exactly the same thing, just sort of mirrored. And I guess we'll get ourselves some regular conveyor belts for these connections, just so you can kind of see the bags heading to the underground setup. Now that we have these guys underground, what we need to do is connect it all together because this all needs to make its way out to baggage handling. And I think the way I'm going to do this is by going like this and then bringing this across to about there. And then we're going to go up is what we're going to do. So we're going to go up to about there is my thinking. I know these guys are closer to baggage handling than these guys, but there is method to my madness. What I'd like to do is bring this all the way up, and I want to line it up with the input to the baggage bay because this is where the outbound cargo is going to go. So I want it to come to here, and basically somehow, some way I need to make this all line up. So it's going to go in like this, which is totally fine. You're going to come up to here, and we're going to skip that corner because I want to put something called a tilt tray on that corner. That's going to let my bags continue either to the left or straight on because we want to connect it up here as well. This is a whole thing. This is a whole thing that we're doing here. It's a lot of unnecessary work with conveyor belts, but to be fair, it'll look really cool when it's up and running. And that's about the only justification I have for doing it this way. It's a very roundabout way of doing things, but it's going to look really cool. And that's all that matters. Let's be honest. Although in saying that, I think I'm running my conveyor belts. Yep, I'm running them in the wrong spot. These guys need to come out and they need to go further down. They need to go down to, we're going to go down to about here. Just outside the grounds of the airport. I think that's going to be a little bit easier because we have to bring some conveyor belts down for baggage collection. It's a whole thing. It is a whole thing, but we're going to get there. And so this is kind of what we're dealing with. We have all of the bags from the check-in desks coming down this way and around and up, and then either to this baggage bay or this baggage bay. This line is coming from the baggage bay. This is any cargo that's been taken off a plane that's arriving here. And it goes down this way. It also connects up with anything coming off this baggage bay. And this is all going to sort of loop around to baggage claim. So if we go back up here and we get ourselves some conveyor belts, we want to set up a relatively basic baggage claim area because that's about all we have the space for. So let's figure out what that's going to look like, I suppose. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. That's baggage claim. That's, yep, that's, that's about all it's going to be. Oh, that's kind of pathetic looking, isn't it? It's a little pathetic looking. I don't love it. I don't, but it's going to do the job. We'll do a little bit of a design on it there. Get a little bit crazy with the, with the baggage claim. Oh, that's awful. That's awful looking. Let's get ourselves a escalator up right here. In fact, let's put it, oh, how do I want to do this? Let's put it here is what we'll do. So right about there is where that guy's going to come up and connect to the baggage thing. Grab this, and then we want to put it right there. And that's fine. This guy needs to be bulldozed and replaced with another little escalator up, and it's going to be going on this side is what it's going to be doing. So right about there. Wait, no, wrong way. It needs to go the other way around, right there. So that's going to let us, I guess, bring bags into this space, which is great. This entire space is going to be baggage collection, and this entire space is going to be baggage collection, because at the very least what I can do is put some benches along the windows so people can kind of sit and wait for their bags to arrive, which seems good. I don't think this will be enough seating, but it'll do. it'll be fine is what it'll be. Let's also do some hedges in the middle of all of this so people aren't kind of inside the conveyor belts, because that gets really annoying. And then all I need to do is bring this conveyor belt. This is why this conveyor belt's here. We want to bring this guy down. So you come down this way, you come across, this will be a tilt tray, and this is going to run straight over and into there. So long story short, tilt tray right there. We want to do a conveyor belt right there. And that is effectively a full baggage loop. Now it's not ready to run just yet. It still has a lot of work to do, but what we can do is connect that baggage area to that baggage bay. And then we want to connect this one to the other baggage bay, because you can only have one baggage claim area per baggage bay. It's a whole thing. And hold on, we need more staff. I need to remember to hire a bunch of ramp agents because this is going to be ridiculous. It is going to be ridiculous. But what we want to do now is connect our aircraft stands to the baggage bays. So I can't connect them while they're handling a flight. This is going to be really annoying, but what we can do is connect this one down to there, and that'll be great. This one is, we only have one of these guys, don't we? Do we only have one pushback truck? I think we do, right? Yeah, we might want another one of those. We might want another pushback truck now that I think about it. That might not be a terrible idea, because this plane, I mean, it can probably reverse just fine, but we're going to want another pushback truck. Okay, that's been sorted out. We now have two pushback trucks, both assigned to these stands. I also decided to paint them red because I thought that was kind of cool. And I've also connected all of these aircraft stands that are directly connected to the terminal to this lower baggage bay. So that's now up and running. What we're going to want to do is connect the remote baggage bays or remote stands to the upper baggage bay. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go ahead and dismiss all of the aircraft that are sitting up here because I need them to leave so I can connect these things. This is not something you can do while there's an aircraft on the stand. It's very annoying that you can't do that, but it's fine. I can just tell them to get lost and everything is totally fine. So you need to leave. You're already leaving, which is great. And then you are leaving as well, which is also fantastic. So now those guys are all connected. We can turn this on. which means we now have 2 fully functional baggage bays. We are going to need more ramp agents, so we'll hire everyone that is in the green. And then we need a whole bunch of baggage handling vehicles. So let's buy those is what we're going to do. Let's go for, I really don't know if it matters. I really don't know which one is the best option here. This one seems to be, I mean, this one's the cheapest, but I think I'm just going to buy 10 of the large pull force baggage trucks with a roof, and that'll be fine. Those guys can show up in 30 minutes and we can start to assign them to different stands, I suppose. I'm not really against assigning these guys either. So if we go to vehicles overview and we look into, well, once they'll arrive, yeah, we have these guys. I'm going to assign some specifically to the medium aircraft stands. I think that's kind of important. The rest of them can kind of sit somewhere else. I'm not really too concerned about that. But we should now be able to handle baggage. We should now be in a spot where we can do that. So I think that's what we're going to do. If we go into our dashboard, we also haven't turned on proactive cleaning or repairs, so we'll get those going. We can't do baggage handling yet because we haven't actually opened up the baggage claim areas. So we'll get those open. And now we have baggage handling, which is fantastic. We haven't got self-check-in, we haven't got self-bag drop, but we do have baggage handling, and I think that's really exciting. So I think what I'd like to do, just before we wrap things up for today, because this is all a pretty big development, right? This is a pretty big deal for the airport. What I would like to do is get a little bit of self-bag drop. I think that's important. I want to see how many of them I can put across here. These things are 5,000 each. Good Lord. We can do a bunch of them right there though, which is very exciting. Definitely like, I definitely like that. I'd also like to do just a regular conveyor belt across here because I think that's kind of cool. And then maybe an escalator down right there. So we can actually see the bags. I mean, the people won't, but I will, we will see the bags kind of drop down there. And then all we need to do is have these guys go sort of up and around here and connect right there. And then they'll get filtered out to whichever stand they need to go to. So that's going to be self bag drop sorted out, which I think is fantastic. Absolutely a fan of that. If we now go back to desks and we now go to check-in desks, we can get the self check-in stuff right here. I think what we'll do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of those. I think 6 is pretty good. We could do maybe not walls, but maybe hedges for this. So some hedges there and there, and then just copy and paste this entire thing. This is going to make for a really busy sort of middle of the airport, but I'm kind of okay with that. I think, oh, those info stands are in a really bad spot though. That's not exactly ideal, but I think it's okay. We'll do this, we'll do that, and we'll do that. Those info stands are going to have to move again, aren't they? I think, I think we're going to have to move the info stands. Let me bulldoze you and bulldoze you. I have an idea for what we can do here. I'm going to bulldoze that one as well. You know what? We'll bulldoze that one too. Just get rid of all of them. And then we can, I can't believe I'm just getting rid of everything so quickly here. But these guys will look pretty good there, I think. Right, with the hedge right behind them. I could do another one in the middle. I think I will. We'll go for 3 of them just because I think that's fine. And you guys, why are you all turned off? You need a nearby activated baggage drop in order to work. Oh, wait a minute. I have to connect. Oh, okay. So these have to be connected like, oh man, do I have to go and do this for all of them? Oh boy. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Oh, there we go. We've got all of this up and running now. We've got the bags being dropped off, which is great. We have a lot of people trying to check in, which is certainly something. That is certainly something. Can I get a little bit of light concrete under here? I don't know if it's the same material as this. I think it is. A little bit of light concrete under these guys I think is going to look pretty good, just to sort of differentiate it a little bit. A little bit of light concrete under there as well, just because we can. And I like this. I like that as a space. I think that's pretty cool. I also think we could probably get some large seating in here. I'm pretty sure right there and there seems like a pretty good spot for a bit of additional seating in the airport. And if we wanted to, we could extend that ever so slightly with these guys right here, just to bring that down a little bit further. And that seems pretty good. Aside from the garbage everywhere, this actually seems like a pretty good setup. I'm also thinking I'm just going to replace these guys with the little double seats because it matches better. So we'll just do that the entire way, sort of up and down here. And I think that's going to be pretty good. I keep pausing, by the way. The pause thing keeps coming up because I keep hitting escape to cancel what I'm doing instead of just clicking. I'm still not 100% used to. What are you complaining about? Oh, that's not good. That's, yeah, that's not supposed to be doing that. Can't find a path to its connected baggage bay. That I find hard to believe. I think it might be because, oh, what way is this conveyor belt working right now? That's the real question. That's going up to there, and then that's trying to feed back into there. That's the problem. So this needs to go away, and then we need to replace that with some more conveyor belts to hopefully make it work properly. Okay, so this is all up and running now. I did make a slight change to the layout here just to make sure that it worked the way I wanted it to. I've also hired a bunch more janitors. I've hired more security. I've hired more ramp agents. We do still have a shortage of ramp agents, which I'm slowly working my way through. I'm hiring just a few more to try and deal with that shortage, and we shouldn't have a shortage anymore, at least hopefully not. The janitors will figure out what they're doing in good time. And realistically, now the only thing we need to do with baggage handling is improve the security of the whole thing. That's kind of the next goal. We need to start scanning all of the baggage that comes through to make sure nothing bad gets loaded onto planes. But I think it's fair to say that's something we can probably do in the next episode, because this one's going on a little bit. We've done a lot here today. It might not necessarily look like it, but we have this place up and running pretty well, if I do say so myself. This place, by the way, 772 out of 190 sales. That's not bad. This one up here, on the other hand, it could be doing better, but this shop right here is super busy. And it makes me very, very happy to see that. I also like seeing that security is flowing relatively quickly as well, which is absolutely fantastic news. We're also making a ton of money. It might not look like it, but obviously we did spend almost 800,000 on construction yesterday alone. We spent 90,000 on it today, and we've made 190,000 today at 3 o'clock. So we're doing pretty good. Looking at the flights, we have 75 out of 75 scheduled. So I'll tell you what the last thing is we're going to do today. We are going to finally get around to building, even though it's probably going to move later on, the large air traffic control tower, because this guy is going to let us get more flights, is what it's going to let us do. Now, I don't know where to put it, is the thing. We don't necessarily have a lot of room for it. I could put it here. That seems like kind of a weird spot for it. I could put it out here, which equally seems like kind of a weird spot for it. So I think I'm going to put it, I don't know, right there. Maybe, or right about there could be the spot for the air traffic control tower. I guess that'll do. That's where it's gonna go. And just because I like the aesthetics of it, I'm gonna bring some service roads just directly around it, just because I can. Just because I might put something out here at some point. I've really got no idea. But once that thing's built, we will be able to get a few more flights in here. That's a good thing. It's just that I think what we're realistically going to have to do here is save up a whole bunch of money and build more runways. I think that's going to be the goal for the next episode, is going and getting ourselves, so 375,000 for another, or to rebuild, I should say, the medium runway, and then 150,000 for the small runway. My thinking for that would be that the medium runway ends up living right about there, for example. So it just sort of shuffles along a little bit. The taxiing for the aircraft will be a little bit longer. And then the small runway would just be like down here. Although admittedly, I could just do that right now. I could just build I could. I could. Ooh. I could just build a small runway now. I don't really want to do that though. I'd like to shuffle them along. I know that's not going to be, it's not going to be the optimal layout for things, but I just want to shuffle them a little bit so that we can hopefully some way, somehow create like a one-way system for the smaller aircraft to get out of here, because the small aircraft are kind of, there's a lot of them, and that's kind of the problem that we're having right now, but we're not going to worry too much about it. We've managed to make some pretty good changes to the airport here today, so I think that is going to do us for today. I'm really, really pleased with this layout that we have. We are, what's going on here? A new product has arrived. None of that's what I'm looking for. Are we getting dangerous baggage? Yeah, we're getting dangerous baggage being loaded onto, oh boy, getting loaded onto all of my planes. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about security. I'll tell you what, let's start researching baggage security just to get that out of the way. And I guess, what's structural engineering? We haven't done helicopters yet. Oh my God. We haven't done the belt loader yet either. Okay, let's get the belt loader while we're here. I don't know if we need it, but we might as well get it. And yeah, that's gonna do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's been an shut up! It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.